and welcome back. I am Alex Weiss, and this is Revealing Your Secrets, the podcast, where every week we will reveal your secrets in whatever ways you'll let us. Voicemails, written submissions, we'll even be talking to some of you on the phone about your secrets. And we have a caller today that I'm looking forward to talking to who did what all of us wish we could. I actually don't know if that's true, but it's going to be an interesting conversation. All right, let's get into it.
Okay, so my secret is that if I have to, I would easily kill someone and be fine with it because I just think that I could do it. And it's not like I don't have empathy for anyone. So I'm not a sociopath or anything. I just think that I could kill someone if it has to be done. You know? I don't know. But for example, whenever I walk through my school past the science classroom, I see all those gas taps. I don't know if that's a real translation, but there are gas taps there. And if you turn them on in the late hours of school when no one will be passing the classroom anymore, because obviously they'd smell the gas, but if no one will be passing it anymore, and the first teacher who walks in the morning and would turn on the lights would be dead because the classroom would explode. I just think that it wouldn't be so hard for me to do because it's so easy. There are so many ways to kill someone, but nobody does it. But I'm not going to do it because I have my whole future figured out and I don't want to get involved with the police or get in jail or whatever. I just think that it wouldn't be so hard and I could do it. And I would be like the Dutch Villanelle and be amazing. So if there ever is gonna be an apocalypse, I would ace it and everyone would be scared of me. But yeah, I love your videos and I'm glad that this is my secret and I didn't fuck my cousin or something. So yeah, good luck with everything and I love your channel and I love your videos and I'm actually a very normal person, but this is just something that I don't tell someone. But this is revealing your secrets, so yeah. I love it. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Or before she kills someone. Bye bye. I'm going to hear that in my nightmares tonight.
Now I'm already hearing it on repeat in my head.
Bye bye. Before she strangles you to death. I would rather you fuck your cousin than be so willing to kill someone and have like a proper list of creative and effective ways to do it. That is terrifying. You know how you know this secret's legit? Is because when she was explaining the reasons as to why she wouldn't kill someone, you didn't say anything about the other person not wanting to hurt them or burden their family. It was all about you. It was like, it would be a nuisance to deal with the police. Or I have my dreams ahead of me. And if that's what's deterring you from killing someone, then I sincerely hope all of your dreams come true. I hope you accumulate so much wealth and well-being that you have too much to lose and then you don't hurt anyone. Because I know you said you would only kill if you had to, but had to is subjective. You know, you might have to kill someone who cheated on you or made your coffee order wrong or a mean Airbnb host. I don't know. It's subjective based on your emotional state. And I just don't want you to kill anyone. So I'm praying that you succeed in everything you do. Except for killing people. What do you think?
These ones are tough because it's like, this is scary.
Are you like, it's too bad to put in the podcast?
No, I want to push the limits on things, but I also want like this. I'm like thinking, I'm like sitting here thinking like, this is like almost like a lot of power this person's giving you in a sense that they like are saying like, they're haven't told anyone this, but this is like they're thinking, like they think about killing someone. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, to me, it's like, I don't think about that. Like, I don't think about like, if I had to, I would kill. I don't think about that.
I don't relate to you.
And I'm like, that's a lot. But
I'm telling her not to.
No, totally. But it's also like, and I know, because it's like, we don't always want to like end on like get therapy, but it's like, okay, if you're thinking about acting on anything, you need to like understand that.
Oh, yeah. Get therapy. The reason I didn't initially even jump to saying get help is because I actually didn't feel an ounce of her that wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, it feels like it needs to be said, because it's like, you know, people sometimes have, with all the shooting, it's like you read in these articles and stuff that people say like, oh, the person like actually told someone right before, or like, you know, they sent a message to some random like person at school that's not even their friend or whatever. Like, I've seen that a lot, where it's like, and then the person was like, they're a kid or whatever, and they're like, oh, I didn't know to take that seriously, or I just didn't do anything with that information. So it's like, sometimes I think people let on a little bit of like a hint that like, hey, I'm thinking about this, like, and it's almost like that. So you know what I mean? Like, we're dealing with like something very like intense.
Okay, well, what do we do, Amanda?
I don't know. This is what I'm saying. Like, it's like a really huge thing. Like, these people are really like giving you like, and maybe power is not like, just trust, and like, they're really like leaning on you for something that they're not like willing to lean on other people for at the moment. And it's maybe the moment before they get help, or maybe the moment before they say it. It's like you're a soft landing. Like, they get to say it to you first before, and see like, how's the, you know, it's like dipping the toe in the water of like, maybe I'm gonna like, and who knows? So if that's that for this person, like if they're dipping the toe in the water and they want to know, I would just say maybe the message is like, it's okay. We all are scared right now. And like, it's okay to have weird thoughts, because we all also have weird thoughts. But if it's like gets to the point of like, you're thinking about hurting yourself or someone else, you should definitely understand that that's gone too far and you need to get help now, you know, like understand that that's not like, I feel like it's important to say like, those aren't actually okay thoughts to have.
Well, I guess they're okay thoughts to
If you're
have
not gonna
because they're having them, as long as
Yeah.
you don't act on them. And it's not going to be good for anyone, including you. So, yes, help. I think you worded it better than I could ever right now.
I mean, but sometimes,
I really didn't consider the soft landing of it all.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yes, if you're watching this, you are valid in your thoughts, but we ask that you try to talk to someone about it, as to not take any action on what you're thinking about, because it's bad all around for everyone. It's really even hard to articulate because it's so like heavy. It seems so obvious that I would say, please don't kill anyone. It's crazy that I have to say that, but please don't kill anyone, please. Acne, not a fan. Amanda, do you like acne?
Definitely don't like acne.
I don't think anyone enjoys it.
I don't think so. I don't think there's any person that if you were like, hey, do you like acne? They'd be like,
yeah. What about pimple popping people?
Oh, but do they like it still? I think they're trying to, well, I guess in a twisted way they like it. Yeah.
All right. Well, this adds for everyone except for pimple popping fanatics. We have all had struggles with our skin, which is why we are excited to partner with Apostrophe, a sponsor of this episode. Apostrophe is a prescription skincare company that offers science-backed oral and topical medications that are clinically proven to help clear acne. At Apostrophe, an expert dermatology team will create a personalized treatment plan that is perfectly tailored to your unique skin. Just fill out Apostrophe's online quiz about your skin goals, medical history, snap a few photos of your skin, and a board-certified dermatologist will create your initial customized treatment plan. Apostrophe treats all types of acne, from hormonal acne to facial acne and even chest-knee, back-knee, butt-knee. They treat breakouts from head to toe. I really appreciate how lightweight and comfortable Apostrophe's products feel on my skin. Sometimes when I use face products, they can feel as though they're clogging my pores even more, or on the other side of the spectrum, feel like they're punishing my skin, like burning through it, which is not the case with Apostrophe. We have a special deal for our audience. Save $15 off of your first visit with an Apostrophe provider at apostrophe.com/secrets when you use our code SECRETS. This code is only available to our listeners. To get started, just go to apostrophe.com/secrets and click begin visit and then use our code SECRETS at sign up and you'll get your first visit for only $5. That's apostrophe.com/secrets and use that code SECRETS to get your first dermatologist crafted treatment plan for $5. And we thank Apostrophe for sponsoring the podcast.
You know why I love ZocDoc? Because I can book a doctor's appointment from the comfort of my bed where I am right now. And I can also attend that appointment from my bed if I choose to do so. ZocDoc is a free app that shows you doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them. On ZocDoc, you can find every specialist under the sun, whether you're trying to straighten your teeth, fix an achy back. I'm currently looking for an orthopedic doctor because I hurt my leg. ZocDoc's mobile app is as easy as ordering a ride to a restaurant or getting delivery to your house. Search, find, and book doctors with a few taps. Find and review local doctors, read verified patient reviews from real people who made real appointments. Now, when you walk into that doctor's office, you are all set to see someone in your network who gets you. Go to ZocDoc.com, find the doctor that is right for you, book an appointment in person or remotely that works for your schedule. Every month, millions of people use ZocDoc, and I am one of them. Go to ZocDoc.com/secrets and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then start your search for a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/secrets, ZocDoc.com/secrets.
Hello. I'm sorry, I'm kind of losing my voice. I do love your videos, but I actually have a funny secret to share. I think you're going to like this. So I actually got in trouble for talking about you at the mental hospital. I had to go to the mental hospital because I was having like anxiety issues, blah, 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 nothing important. But we were in this like group session and this one girl was like, she was like feeling bad about herself or something, and the teachers were like, hey, how do you guys get yourself to feel better? And I raised my hand and I talked about your show, and I'm like, oh yeah, hearing other people's secrets, and like, I mean, I'm not that bad as like some of the secrets that you get. It makes me feel better. And then I got in trouble, and they were like, no, let's not do that, guys. We're not gonna bring each other down. And I'm like, they willingly like submitted their secrets and stuff. But I actually ended up getting like pulled out of the hallway and talking about how I have to be kind to other people and stuff. Total BS. I don't know. I like your show, and it helps me. Like I said, I'm not as bad as people who do submit their secrets and they do it willingly and everything. And I'm still kind of mad about that. But yeah, anyways, love your vids.
They are not dubscribers. Also, thank you for the free promo. I'm sorry you got in trouble. I kind of understand what they're saying. To use someone else's misfortune or misdoings to make yourself feel better or to create a sense of superiority as to feel better maybe is not the healthiest way to feel better. But I think there's a different way to angle this. And so this is my argument, which I think you should present to them if you feel like it. You don't have to. I started doing group therapy years ago. I don't do it anymore. But what I found was that part of the reason it was so therapeutic is because for just a little while, I was able to step out of my own world, my own problems, my own narrative, the hamster wheel that we all live on, and understand and get insight into the fact that other people are having problems and struggling and falling and getting back up. And it's not to say that I then realized my problems didn't matter at all, but it allowed me to take some pressure off of my own problems and my own life and get a more bird's eye view, I suppose. It's sort of like, and that's what this series I feel like does for me as well. It's an order of Sonder. The realization that people are living lives just as vivid and complex as you are. And sometimes people think Sonder is a sad thing, but for me, I think it's kind of beautiful. It cuts through that illusion of separation that a lot of us feel, that I feel at least when I get tunnel vision on my own life. And I feel like that's why people enjoy documentaries and movies and TV shows, because getting some insight into other people's human experience creates a sense of connection, which is inherently comforting and healing. But yeah, some of you may be listening just to feel better by comparison, but I guess at least you're feeling better at all. Thank you again for the promo. Keep it up. Keep repping me. I appreciate it.
Okay, so my name is Miley, and the friend that in this story, her name is Brianna. So basically, we were about 11 or 12 when this happened. So slime was like a really big trend, right? So we used to make edible slime to sell at school. Well, we thought it would be a great idea to start crushing up medicine from my grandmother's cabinet that had a bunch of medicine in it. We used to sneak in there whenever she used to go to sleep, take her medicine, crush it up in little baggies, and put it in the slime, like the edible slime, and like sell it at school. And multiple kids got sick from this because like that medicine was prescribed to her. Eventually, the school found out that it was like going on, but nobody ever found out that it was us. Ever. And I still feel guilty about it, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know.
I don't understand this because you don't explain why you decided to crush up drugs and put it in the slime. And I can't imagine it was a mindless decision that you were just like, this will be fun. I would assume it was with the intention to get customers hooked, right? I don't know why else you would have done that, which, to be honest, is kind of smart. Based on the drugs you're using, I suppose. Like, this is a very sneaky way to sell drugs at school also. Which I don't know if I should say that. If you're a sponsor listening to this podcast, I actually didn't say that. You said that. I don't want to give anyone ideas. Anyways, I don't mean to victim blame. If you ever start a sentence with I don't mean to victim blame, you probably shouldn't finish the sentence, but I'm going to. I don't mean to victim blame, but when is it ever a good idea to buy edible slime off of someone and eat it? You know, like you're at least going to get diarrhea or throw up, a stomach ache at the very least. You know, there's no excuse to drug anyone, obviously, but it's like, there's no good outcome. So I just don't understand basically anyone's position in this story. I also don't really get the whole slime trend, but I'm not a child, so I don't know. And I haven't engaged with slime myself. Maybe I need to take a nibble and I'll understand. Okay. Amanda, do you love slime?
I don't even know that slime's a thing.
You're
I'm
generationally way
now.
above this.
I know this is like the divide. This is the divide.
The slime is the great divide.
Like it's like a actual line of like slime dividing us. Also, like I'm what a bummer, like all the input I'm giving is like bummer like input, but I'm like I don't like eating artificial colors and dyes. Like what the fuck is in
That's
slime?
not organic.
What is in slime? That's like the ultimate in processed. Like what?
That's what I'm saying. Is like, that's
I'm
not a good
not
idea.
interested in eating like something that I'm like, that is too red to occur in nature. You know what I mean? Like I don't want it. So that's how I feel. I'm like, eat something with protein. Let's make it count, you know?
Let's make it count. No slime, daily harvest.
For real. Mint and cacao, baby. That's my green slime. Yeah. Send me some too, Daily Harvest. Come on.
Come on, get our producers some Daily Harvest.
I need my freezer stock.
Let's email them. We're like petitioning on the show. We love Daily Harvest and we don't like slime.
Also, that is sneaky and maybe not in a good way to just like try to get people hooked on something using drugs.
No.
Like they should have fine, sell drugs, but they should know that they're buying drugs.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed. It's sneaky if in a good way if you people know, but also not a good way because we don't support selling drugs
Well,
at
that's
school
like crazy.
on this
Like,
podcast.
then you get somebody like,
Hooked without even the knowledge.
and they don't even get to decide.
Yeah, I want to decide to become a drug addict.
Let me have this. This is my choice, all right? My body, my choice.
Oh,
Ooh, don't go there. Don't do it. All right. Anyway, I don't
just
like
falling
it.
into a hole
Let me
now.
just eat what I want, all right?
You've got mail.
I keep a masturbation diary. Every time I masturbate, I write down the date and the time, how many minutes it took me to have an orgasm, what I was fantasizing about while doing it, and then I give my orgasm a rating. I highly recommend keeping track of your self-love sessions. It's very fun, and you can see how many times you did it in a month and how your sexual fantasies evolve over time. The way you manage to make something relaxing and fun, absolutely not relaxing or fun, is astounding. I don't want to do this. I actually refuse. But I am interested in your data. I would like to know how many times you masturbate in a month. And maybe if it relates to any other elements of your life. I want to know, is there a relation between your orgasm quality and what you're fantasizing about? You know how a year ago on TikTok there was this trend where people would do really obscure PowerPoints at PowerPoint parties? You put together a PowerPoint about something random. I would love to see a PowerPoint with all of the like Excel data that you put in from your diary onto the computer. And I want to see if there are any reoccurring themes or patterns, key takeaways. Can you actually make that and present it on the podcast? That would be incredible. I need that. So can you get it done? That's your homework. And then email me if you're comfortable. But it's also like, what are you putting all this work in there for? You know, just for you? Share it with us. When a guy doesn't like me back, I pretend that he died. I actually love this. Because I feel like the hardest part of unrequited love or emotions is the killing or putting to rest the fantasy, the illusion that anything could come of it, the maybes, the what ifs of it all. But if someone's dead, I mean, it's game over. Dead end. There's nothing to fantasize about. They're gone. So I'll give this a go, actually, the next time someone doesn't like me. Which, I mean, when's that gonna happen? I'm just kidding. People haven't liked me and they won't like me again. So I'll try it out. Amanda, do you think, because there's a part of me that thinks that there probably is a problem with this thinking, right?
I knew, yes. And I feel like
but I can't identify it.
Okay, here's what came up for me.
Yeah.
This is what I think. I think there's, and I so relate. Like, I relate to this stuff because but like, there's like it's like a jealousy feeling of like, oh, well, like, I don't want to think about them with someone else. Like, I don't want to think about them, like, you know, like, even when I have just like a little bit of a thing, and it's like, you know, I was just hearing this like on a podcast the other day, but just like this idea that like, everything is a relationship. Like, we're too like precious with that word. It's like even me and you, like anything.
Yeah, we have a relationship.
Yeah. So it's like this person doesn't want to think that like that person's gonna have a relationship with other people. They're gonna like other people, but they're not gonna like you. And so it's like it's easier to think they don't exist on this planet than to think like they're gonna go like. And in my own head, it always gets to even like as far as I'm picturing them like being physical with other people, which is even if I just like them, like even like I go that far into like the future.
I see. Well, actually, when you bring up relationships, I don't necessarily think about other people, but what I am thinking about is how just because they don't like you back in a romantic way, the fact that you can just kill your relationship like that.
Well, isn't it protection? Like, isn't it ego?
It is your ego.
It's
but
like
is it real? But your ego's protection isn't real protection. It's like a false sense of protection.
No, like it's just like it's your defense mechanism.
Yes.
To be like, oh, well, it's the same as being like, oh, you don't like me, then I don't fucking like you, fuck you.
You're
like,
dead.
You're gone. You're literally like not even a thing, you know?
Which, could eliminate you potentially having meaningful friendships with people just because they're not giving you exactly what you want. No form of black and white thinking is ever usually that helpful.
Totally. But it's also like just a maturity thing. And that's like, it's like we get to be where we're at. Like, whatever. If that's like what you need to do to move on, I think it's fine. But it's like also like that can evolve, you know? I
will say there's definitely a time in I can think of one crush I had that it would have done me good to have pretended he was dead.
I can think of a lot of times where I'm like, yeah. I think that's another thing I've learned though too, is like in the past, like somebody would ghost me or whatever. And I'd be like, because I'm a person who's learning how to speak up for myself and have been like in recovery, in therapy, whatever. And like part of that, I think it's like it can look wonky as you're like in healing. So I'm like, at one point, recovery looked like to me speaking up for myself in a way where I would like, reach out to people who ghosted me and be like, hey, what, like that's not okay to do to me, you know? And now I feel like it's evolved to a place where I'm like, I don't need to have that conversation, you know, like I can get that from someone else. Like I can go to somewhere that's safe and have that conversation and get that closure. And I don't need to go to that person who already hurt me to like try to like, you know.
So are by saying that, are you saying just like we're all on our own timeline of how we process?
Yeah, like if that's where you need to be, like, yeah. And at that time, that's what I needed to do. And I was like proud of myself because I'm like, this is what is standing up for myself. And then now I'm like, that feels embarrassing or just feels like not a thing I wanted, because I don't want to give this person even more power. It's like, fuck you, then it's fine, you know, like it's all good. Like, and it's not about me.
If you need to pretend that they're dead for now, it's fine. It's fine. Maybe not the healthiest solution, but if that's what you need,
and I think
great.
Yeah, and just saying like, I don't know, I've learned how to do that. Be like, that's where I'm at today. You know what I mean? Like,
you're dead today, but maybe not tomorrow.
Maybe not tomorrow. Who knows? Like
maybe
today,
they'll come back to life.
For real though. For today, like this is what I need to do to move on, and that's okay. You know, maybe tomorrow I'll change my mind. I can always change my mind.
People can come back from the dead.
Jesus did, right?
Jesus did, and so can Kyle.
Jesus did, and so can Chad. I was like, Easter came from that.
What?
Jesus coming back. Easter eggs. I love chocolate candy.
We are really, really just going sideways here. Let's move on to the next one.
All right.
I have stolen from charity many times. So I organize a local collection point for an international refugee charity. To be honest, I put a lot of work and time into it, but it is also really stressful as it takes so much work. And I also work full-time and I'm studying part-time, and then pretty much all the rest of my time goes to volunteering. Also, people give us the most random fucking stuff that we have no need for. So I spend ages sorting through stuff, and my house is full of crap I don't know what to do with. I've stolen lots of clothes while sorting things. I know it's really bad, and I don't know why I would do this. Just I guess that people have so much nice stuff, and most of mine is hand-me-downs, or from charity shops anyways. And it's nice having new clothes to go out in. I only take stuff that probably can't be used anyway, though, like heels, handbags, skirts, etc., because we don't accept those, and it will most likely just go in the bin anyway. But I still feel really bad. This is actually so pure and totally fine by me. If sincerely, based off of protocol, the items that you're taking would have to be thrown away anyways, you're actually making a more morally sound decision taking the items than you are letting them become waste. And you're out here working to the bone, helping other people. You deserve a skirt. So I would say toss the guilt, keep the handbags, fashionista. I had an ex-boyfriend and his biggest kink was butt stuff / anal. I was not into that, but he would always try to do sly shit like trying to put his thumb up my butt when he was behind me or something stupid like that. One day I got so fed up that I said, if you want to put your dick in my ass, then let me put my thumb up yours, thinking that he would say no way and stop it. He thought that was only reasonable. So I ended up putting my thumb up his butt, and I've never been more grossed out. This is a perfect example of why tit for tat does not work. If you're in a relationship and you find yourself thinking, if I do this, I'll show them, or like they'll get it if only it rarely works out well. Always backfires. Backfires. back. There's some sort of wordplay to be done here with like anal, but I'm not quite accessing it. Either way, don't do tit for tat, or you might end up having to put your thumb up someone's butt, which maybe you're into, actually, in which case, amazing. But she wasn't. So next time, let's try honesty before aggression.
Backdoor fires.
Okay, writer's room. I don't hate it. I don't love it.
It's a solid 6.
Yeah, it is a solid 6. Backdoor fired on you. I think we'll just leave it there. Leave a comment if you have a better little slang, or what do you call it? Like wordplay. Leave a comment down below if you've got better wordplay. If you've got we're like so close to making it work, but so far from it being good. All right. And here is today's going public secret. I am not sure when you will ever use this, but I thought you'd enjoy it. In high school, I had a boy who used to bully me super bad. He would make fun of my body, teeth, the way I talked, etc. It got so bad that I considered unaliving myself. Well, time moves on, like 8 years, and I see he messaged me, telling me how hot I got, and that he wanted my Snap. Well, I wanted to fuck with him, so we talked on Snap. I learned he really likes butt play. Things escalated, and now I can proudly say as a woman that I pegged my high school male bully. I need to hear about it, so let's get her on. Thank you for your submission. I have to ask you questions.
Okay, of course. I'm here for you.
Okay. My first question is just, when you first got a message from him, how did you feel?
I was kind of like, okay, hell. Can I curse?
Yeah.
Okay. I was kind of freaking out for a moment, and then I messaged my best friend, and I was like, look who just messaged me. And she gave me the idea to kind of mess with him.
Okay. At that point that he messaged you, did you feel like you let it all go, or were you still holding on to some of the upset that you had from what happened when you were younger?
I definitely was still holding on to it.
Yeah. I mean, it sounded like he was pretty brutal.
Oh my gosh. So mean. So mean.
Would you say that him reaching out was validating in any way?
Oh yeah, completely. It like kind of came full circle.
Which sucks because he sounds horrible and we don't need his validation, but I totally understand why you would have felt validated.
Completely, yeah.
So when you first started talking, was it mostly sexual, or was there any like general human kindness, or was it purely sexual?
It was purely sexual. I'm actually like, I like girls, so it was just kind of like, okay, what do you want, you know? And it was just like, oh, hey, add me on Snap. So I added him on Snap, and then, you know, he was like, you want to talk dirty? I was like, okay, this could be fun.
So there was no point. Was there a point where you were at all sincerely interested in it, or was it really purely an act of revenge?
It was an act of revenge.
Wow. Okay. I want to know what he was like. Like, is he still a jerk?
Completely.
Yeah.
I think he never even apologized for anything.
Wow.
And yeah, it was definitely like me and my best friend were kind of just giggling about it the entire time.
Did you ask him to apologize or bring it up?
I didn't bring it up.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to. So I kind of just left it.
So, okay, you met up in person?
Kind of. It was, I don't know. I told him that he could come over. Because we were like sexting, and I mean, it was fun. He came over for a little bit, and it just escalated very quickly.
Wait, so you just said it was fun. So you did enjoy it a little bit. Or did you just enjoy the revenge of it all?
Yes, I didn't think that I would, I guess. But it was, yeah, no. It was weird because when we were like Snapchatting, you know, how gross can I get on here?
Try me.
Okay. he was like, so we were sexting for a couple of days, and he would send me videos of him masturbating.
Mhm.
Okay. I never sent him anything. It was all him, which was hilarious to me. But I noticed, like, when in the videos, like, he was, I noticed his finger going somewhere. And I was like,
Mm.
oh. And so I brought that up. I was like, oh, are you into that kind of stuff? And he was like, not really. Like, it's kind of cool, but I'm not sure. Like, I like it sometimes. And so I kind of took with that and ran. You know what I mean?
Were there any points during this whole ordeal where you were turned on?
Sort of.
Yeah. Well,
I guess I don't really want to admit it, but I guess I just felt kind of powering. Like, I was empowered in the moment.
yes.
He tried to tell me that he wasn't into all that stuff, but when he came over, he had it all ready to go. He had, like, the contraption that us women use.
Stop. He had a strap on.
Yeah, and it wasn't that big though. It was kind of like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 inches. So I think maybe he was just getting into it.
So he brought it over. Did you know he was going to bring it over, or did he just present it to you?
We like briefly discussed it, but I never said like, oh, okay, like I'll totally do that.
Okay, so
So
then
I think he brought it over for like, oh, let's casually bring this up while I meet up with her.
So when you hooked up, would you say the majority of the hookup was pegging?
Yes. Yep. See, I'm not sexually attracted to men, but like, I mean, we made out a little, and then it happened. It happened, man.
How was it? I'll tell you a secret. Unfortunately,
Oh,
everyone else
okay.
is going to hear it too because we're filming a podcast. There's a part of me, I've never done it, but I really would love to peg a dude. I think it's a power thing. I think it's the vulnerability of it all. I love when men are kind of submissive in not a genuine like sexual way, in a more of a psychological way. So anyways, my question is, how did you enjoy the pegging? What was the experience like?
I mean, if we're being honest, the experience was kind of just like when I like fuck a girl, you know what I mean? But
Okay.
because like I like butt play, so I do that with females.
Okay.
But this was the first time I ever like pegged a man. So it happened a couple of months ago, but like I still feel like I haven't fully processed it because I mean that was my high school bully. So I'm just kind of like, I definitely feel so empowered. But it was fun. Like I don't want to admit that it was fun, but it was definitely fun.
Just the experience itself, like having nothing to do with, like, he didn't make it fun as a fun person to be around. It was just like an experience.
Right. So, I mean, I kind of like, I don't want to repeat myself. I didn't have any attachment. So
Yes.
it was just purely fucking. And I guess I liked that in a sense. And I mean, it was weird to hear him like, like moan and that kind of stuff. But I think I opened that world for him. So
Oh my God. Did he ever moan your name?
no, thank God. Oh God. Whew.
Oh my God. Would you say there are any major differences between pegging a man and a woman?
I feel like men are probably, especially because he identifies as a straight man, I think there was like he was holding back a little bit. Like with women, I mean, obviously, as long as it's consensual and everything, then it's more fun with women because you're both into it more. And then with I guess with him, since he's the only man that I've pegged, I think he was holding back a little bit because I don't think he wanted to fully be like, oh, okay, I guess I really like this.
He had shame enter the equation, maybe.
I would say so, yes, because I felt like he was really private about everything, if that makes sense.
Okay. It's funny you
So
saying that he
maybe-
was really private when he was sending you videos with his finger up his butt, but
I know. Well, he was private with me, but I guess all balls to the wall there. So
So you said that you haven't fully
Yeah.
processed this. Would you say that to a degree it was almost traumatizing because it was your high school bully?
I mean, gosh, are you my therapist right now?
I mean, I guess it was just, I have a hard time just processing a lot of things normally. So I think that kind of just goes into that. But I I've definitely told all of my friends, and it was, I mean, I guess it would feel a little like, it does feel a little traumatizing because it was my high school bully, but I also feel very empowered because it was my high school bully.
So you have no regrets. You're glad you did it?
Absolutely no regrets.
Okay.
That's why I'm sharing it with you right now.
Is there any part of you, though, I guess, and I don't want to introduce regret to you, but this is how I would feel, that's almost annoyed that you gave him the honor of engaging with your body after years of him being mean to you?
I would say so, yes. Completely. I mean, I don't necessarily like, I'm happy he's the first guy that I pegged because it was kind of like a big fuck you to him. But then again, I gave that to him, like you said. So I can completely understand what you're saying. Yes.
Yes. It's like both are true.
Yes. Yep.
So I'll move backwards for a second. One thing I didn't really discuss, and I feel like we're kind of brushing over, is maybe how bad the bullying was. Can you tell me more about what your experience was in high school with him?
So, you know, like the scene queen emo girl phase that we all kind of have.
Been there, done that, yes.
Yes. And I don't know what it was, but he just like attacked me for that. He would constantly, like, I was a little overweight, so he'd bring up my weight. I have a bigger chest. He'd bring up my bigger chest all the time. I'm still uncomfortable with my chest. He would constantly call me like wrist cutter, and it was just, it was like every day. And it reached a point where like I didn't even want to go to school because I was like, I have to deal with this person.
Because you mentioned in The Secret that the level to which he was bullying you made you consider unaliving yourself, which is
Yeah.
it's extreme. I mean, that's brutal.
Yeah, I definitely, I mean, there was other factors going on
Of course.
outside of him, but I was definitely very, very depressed, and I definitely attempted in high school. So I don't want to depress you, but it was bad. And just going on with like what everything was going on in my home life, and then finally leaving my home life, I get a break. I get to go to school. I don't have to deal with like my parents, but I got to deal with him. So I don't know. I don't know. It was just, he's just a mean person. And I don't know why he targeted me so much.
Probably because he wanted to peg you. Or you to peg him. That's what I meant to say.
Yep, it's been deep down.
Well, I'm sorry that you had that experience. I'm really glad that you're still here.
Thank you.
And I do understand how, even among lots of things happening in your life, how that can be, I don't know, the cherry on top, so to speak, or not the cherry on top. Someone's cruelty can absolutely push you over the edge. So I understand that. Now fast forwarding, I'm curious if there are any notable experience, moments, takeaways, thoughts about when you were actually hooking up with him. Like, did he say anything interesting? Was there anything that you think would be a fun little anecdote?
I guess just like hearing him moan was really interesting to me. I know I brought that up before.
Yeah.
But I guess like he like just propped right up into the doggy style situation. Like he was just so eager to get right in that position. And it was weird. And I guess it was he was a very well trimmed. Like he had prepared. And it was weird because we didn't like I asked him about like, oh, do you like butt stuff, because you got your finger in your ass right now. But he didn't dive too much into it. So I guess I was just surprised that he was so eager to get into it.
So he was either like being coy and lying about how much he's already experienced or is into it, or you really were just the beginning of this whole journey for him. Either way, the fact that he was so prepared. You hope that you were the first.
Yeah. Like, I guess the thought of him already having, like, the strap-on, that was definitely like, he just kinda pulled it out of his little book bag, you
Did it
know?
look
Like, I
brand
was like,
new?
"Oh." I don't think it was brand new, I couldn't really tell.
I wish we knew
I
if you were
kinda
the
just I was like,
first.
"Okay, we're doing this," and, you know, it happened.
I also want to just say to the audience right now, I by no means want to make fun of men who enjoy being pegged. I love that for all of you. The only reason we're laughing and giggling is because this guy was an asshole. And
Yeah.
so it's awesome that you got in his asshole. Um, wow. The moaning thing is crazy to me because I actually think about some, like my bullies when I was growing up, or certain people in my life that I have bad relationships with. And yeah, there's something sickly satisfying about if I heard them moaning. Not necessarily me making them moan, but I don't know.
I totally get what you're saying. Like, he was so mean to me, but it was so validating. It's like, yeah, you fucked me over all this time in high school, and now I get to fuck you in your ass.
When you were doing it, were you almost doing it with anger?
I kind of was, for sure. Like, I wasn't really thinking about, like, how this could be sexually pleasuring to him. It was more of like, this is for that one time, and this is for the other time.
Oh my God, it
Oh,
was
that
like a
sounds so
therapy
horrible.
tool. You were like, this stroke is for that day, and this one's for when you said this. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
That is so funny. Honestly, I'm glad if this was a healing experience. I'm glad you got to do it.
I wanna thank my best friend because she was supporting me the entire way. She gave me the idea to fuck with him, so I did, and then it led up to that, and,
It's a good
she
friend.
knew what was going on every minute.
So when you guys finished, how did you wrap up the session? What happened? Was it awkward?
Um, I definitely left the room, grabbed some water, and, I mean, I came back into my bedroom, and he was just kinda packing up his stuff. He told me, "Thank you," and
The
I just
nicest
kinda
thing he's
walked him
ever
out.
said.
Right? It was just I kinda is definitely I don't know, I wouldn't say it was, like, one night standish, but that's kind of the vibe. It was just kinda like, "Okay, I'm here to do this, and that's it."
Well, have you talked since?
Briefly, I still have him on Snapchat, sometimes he'll swipe up on my stories, tell me I'm hot, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't think I wanna do that ever again, with him at least.
Yeah, one time's enough to get out your frustration. Unless you have some other trauma with him that comes up that you want to get out of your system.
Like, "Hey, man, I'm going through this thing, will you come over real quick?"
Yeah, I mean, he took it out on you, and it's only fair that you can now take it out on him.
Amen.
So, I mean, that's all the questions I had. I guess I would ask if you have any takeaways from this experience.
Um, I mean, I don't want people to, like, view it negatively, you know? I it if women, I guess, are in the same position where they have that opportunity, I definitely want them to take it.
It's a really niche, very specific opportunity, but if you're listening
Yeah.
and your high school bully contacts you and wants to get pegged, do it. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
It helps.
Like, there is some trauma that comes with it, but
See, that's
like
like
I
what
said,
we're avoiding. It's underneath the surface, but I feel like you perhaps haven't quite touched it yet, so I don't want to
no, that's totally okay.
push you
I
down
don't wanna
there.
touch
You don't want to, so I respect your boundaries.
I just I don't know, I don't want some people to be like I feel like it would be men that would be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe she did that."
Well,
You know?
well, they're gonna react that way either way. What I guess what I'm most curious about, and I just said I would respect your boundaries, so you can tell me no. It's just I want to I guess understand where where the trauma does come from, because you brought it up a couple times where you're like, it's not all good, and I think I already understand. You might not even need to say it, but I'm trying to understand better.
I just I was going through a lot in high school. My my parents shouldn't have been together. They were abusive. So I kind of found comfort in going to school because I got out of the house.
Yeah.
And I know, like, me, I was an emo kid. I looked different than most of the kids in my high school. My high school was filled with a bunch of preppy girls, hillbillies, that kind of stuff. So I was just targeted a lot because of the way that I chose to express myself. And I don't know what it was with him, but he started to make my comfort place of getting to school
Mm.
unbearable.
Yeah.
And so I had no place to feel comfortable at.
Would you say that just seeing him at all, regardless of what you were even doing, was traumatic because it kind of brings up that time in your life?
I think it did, but I tried. I think I can shut off my emotions. So when I met up with him, I kind of just shut off my emotions. And then when we were doing the deed, some of it came up.
I see.
But I mean, he did make my life hell, but I don't know how to word it. I mean, I like who I am now, and I like where I'm at in my life now.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna let him. He won quite a few times in high school, and I'm not gonna let him win now.
Yes, he need not have any more power over you or your life.
Correct. And I took the
Yes.
power.
Yes, you
So
took the power. And I love that for you, and I'm really glad you did, and I'm glad you shared it with us today. I feel
I'm
honored.
happy. Oh man, I don't want to be like a fangirl right now, but I've been watching you since the orange bedroom days. So
No. Okay, thank you. That's a long time. That's like a decade.
yeah, I watched the first podcast last week and I was so proud. So
Thank you. Thank you. Really, thank you for being here and for supporting me this whole time. I hope you enjoyed this
I hope
episode that you're
I
in.
answered all the questions and gave you the information that you needed.
You gave me everything I needed. You gave him everything he needed. We're all happy.
Yes, we are all happy here.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I don't know. This was such an interesting conversation because I feel as though it's not very black and white. I understand why, in part, if I'm putting myself in her shoes, I would understand why I would feel empowered by doing it. But also, I do sense there to be a bit of discomfort coming from her that she didn't really touch on it. And maybe I'm just projecting it onto her, but I did sense some that the situation even played out at all because, of course, he got what he wanted and he liked what was happening, which is weird. But I guess if it's not about him, which it shouldn't be, then all that matters is that she got something good out of it, you know? It's just I would understand walking away from this feeling lightly confused. Does that make sense? Amanda, do you get what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I agree. I mean, I think it makes sense that you doing something like this would feel empowering. That being said, I guess I'm just speaking from personal experience that like sex is so much more complicated than initially it seems, you
Yeah,
know, and I think it
always.
can bring up feelings that you maybe didn't think were going to come up, or, and I think there's something to be said for like, she said she didn't know how to bring it up. So she never actually said to him like, hey, you really like used to hurt me to the point where I was, not feeling like I mean, it was really bad, she never said that. And I'm sure there's a part of her that, like that was her way of saying it without saying it, is what I'm saying. And I think there's always, I don't know. I just think, I'm sure it's a confusing feeling because on one hand it's gratifying, on the other hand it's like an unfinished. It feels like an unfinished thing, like
right.
you said.
Because I do wonder if part of her wishes she said something to him.
I'm sure
because you do
on
want
some
people
level
to
you would want to
understand
say it, but I also get
you.
but I also get it's like hard like it's so much easier to just say like why, you know, in that moment why didn't you just say it? But it's like I know I've been in situations where I wish I spoke up and I didn't. Like so many. I'm like just now kind of learning like how to do, and even still it's like really hard to speak up for myself sometimes, and I feel uncomfortable doing it. So it's like I get not doing it and like trying to take an action that I think will like
make it feel better.
Yeah.
But you're totally right about sex where it can bring up things that you didn't even expect.
Totally. Like totally. I mean that happens for me. I'm all the time. Like I'm still learning lessons like about what that means to me, and it's different for everyone too. It's like sometimes you can be physical and separate it from your feelings, and maybe it's case by case. I don't think it's like, you know, but I think some people do have more of a like depending on your attachment style or whatever, like you have more of like a certain like you lean a certain way more than you don't or whatever in terms of like getting attached or just being able to be physical or whatever. But I do also think it's probably case by case. And yeah.
The other element that's kind of interesting to me, and I'm really trying to walk a fine line here because I want to support her, but also I'm just sort of contemplating the implications of this whole situation. I have so much personal frustration and anger towards men and the society we live in that kind of teaches women to look for validation from men. It sucks that, you know, that at all there was validation gained from this experience because the guy who was mean and bullied her, who sounds like a piece of shit to be honest, gave her the validation of saying like, oh, I would hook up with you. But at the same time, I don't want to shame her for feeling that validation because I would have as well. But I know that I also would have been frustrated with myself for feeling the validation. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I think and it's like all in how you picture, like, because on the other hand, that's a good point about validation. Also, he gets the validation of like, this person also wanted to.
Which makes what I did okay.
Yes. And just also like, I'm a attractive person that someone wanted to sleep with or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, there's also that piece that like, this person also got that validation of like, this person wanted to do that to me. And that sucks. But like, I think it's all, in these situations, it's like all kind of how you look at it. Like, it's like on one hand, like if she wants to look at it, like I had the upper hand, I chose to do that, you know, but maybe he's looking at it that way too. Like I had the upper hand. She fucking wanted me all that time, or who knows? Like he's thinking of like, we don't get to control how other people are seeing and experience. Like we're only getting to
true.
So it's like, maybe they're perceiving it both totally differently. And like that, it doesn't like, we don't, you know, we're powerless over other people, you know. It's just like we get to just look at like, and I've had to learn that myself, like it's not like in dating, in hooking up, whatever it is, like interacting with other people like that, you have to just, it's like I have to just do what works for me.
So we're just glad that it seems like she had positive takeaways from the experience.
Yeah, totally. I think totally. I like, you know, I mean, I can see why that would be a gratifying experience. And like, who are we to say it is or isn't like the right way to handle a situation? You know, it's like that whatever feels good for you is great, you know?
Yes. I just wanted to kind of consider what it would mean if I were in that scenario. But totally, I'm glad that she seemed to have gotten what she wanted out of it.
Yeah.
All right. That was interesting.
It was interesting.
Let's get on with it. Hi.
Hi, baby.
What's up with you?
I'm horny.
You're horny?
Yeah.
Sometimes when I get horny, instead of getting off, I piss on the carpet.
Oh my God.
Can I see your feet?
Ew, it's disgusting.
I can't. I gotta go. That was actually
disgusting.
traumatic. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm really good.
Are you a YouTuber?
No. But sometimes What?
You can speak. Ladies first.
Thank you. I'm not a YouTuber, but sometimes I poop in cups in my room.
Cool. Where are you from?
Cool.
Where are you from?
You don't even care about the poop with the cups in my room?
What do you mean by cups in my room?
I poop in cups and I put them around my room.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay.
Can I see it?
Are you gonna try it out?
Good idea.
I want to see how it looks first.
Oh, you want to see the poop. It does make really
Yeah.
good decor.
If it looks good, I'm gonna do it too.
Yeah, it depends on what you eat, but if you get the right coloring, that is interior design.
What about the smell?
Really good.
It's a good smell.
Good thumbs up.
2 girls, 1 cup.
2 girls, 1 cup, except it's 1 girl, like 10 to 12 cups.
Cool.
Cool.
Can I answer someone?
Answer his phone.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
allowed
no.
to answer your phone. I'm gonna go though, because I actually have to poop and I've got an empty cup.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey.
How are
what's up?
you?
I'm fine. What about you?
You know what's so weird? You
What?
kind of look just like my therapist.
No way.
Yeah.
Why should I look like a therapist?
Why should you?
Yeah, I'm not your therapist.
I don't know why should you, but you do. Which actually, I'd love to talk to you about something, since that's the case.
Yeah, go on.
Sometimes when I look in the mirror, I get this feeling it's like I don't necessarily connect with my own body. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm looking and I see what's there, but it doesn't necessarily feel like it belongs to me, especially with like specific parts of my body. Do you know what I mean? So I was just wondering if you have any like resources or tips.
You mean like a body distortion or something?
I don't know.
Like
Is that
you look at,
you're the therapist? Is that what it is?
yeah, probably it's a body distortion disease. Yeah, you have to work on it, and you have to stand up against the mirror every day and to tell yourself you're beautiful, you're pretty, you have a great body, and that's just how it is. I mean, everybody is different, is being built different, and it's every human has its beauty on its own. You know, it's unique, and you should appreciate that.
Yeah, that's
That's my
really good.
opinion.
It's clinical advice that you're giving me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's prescription.
I am beautiful. That's my prescription too. Is I am beautiful. I love my body.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. How much was this? How much was this session?
The session, a quick snap of your boobs.
Are you kidding? How could you have just been so kind and insightful and then asked to see my tits?
I mean, that's the most polite way you heard from somebody to see your tits. I mean, God, come on.
It was the most polite way. Probably I'll be asked to see my tits today, but it was still impolite by nature. Like the fact that that just happened actually just, I think, just crushed my soul a little bit in my faith in humanity.
I mean, you have to be neutral about it, because you see, we still didn't evolve as humans at that point that we can leave our primate instincts behind. So that's another point for you to take with you today.
Okay, so the next time a man does something inappropriate and aggressive sexually, I go, you know what? We haven't necessarily evolved, so it's fine.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh my God. I actually, you understand that that's like horrible reasoning.
What?
That justification is horrible.
I don't hear you. Something's wrong with your mic.
Oh, okay. Now, are you joking? Or do you mean?
No.
Oh, something's wrong.
I
Okay.
hear you,
I
but
thought
it's
it was
like
just
damped.
really good
Are
timing.
you on your mic or something?
Can you hear me now? I think he just didn't want to hear what I had to say. I am horrified. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm well. I literally clicked because of this giant microphone that you have. That's so interesting.
You like
Are
it?
you like a yeah? Are you like a vlogger or like a streamer or something?
Everyone keeps asking me that, but I just have a really nice microphone.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Yeah.
So how are you anyway?
I'm so good. I did something kind of, I guess, kooky today.
What happened?
I wrote my will today.
Why did you do that?
In case I die.
I mean, I suppose it's a very responsible thing to do. But you're not going to be dying anytime soon.
How do you know?
Well, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I get all of that. So, was there anything exciting in the will?
Yes. When I die, I want my ashes to be spread across the bread of the sandwiches served at my wake.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Can you do that?
I mean, it's my funeral. I feel like I can do whatever I want.
No, but the bread, like, that's what people are eating, right?
Preferably sourdough. I feel like I would taste good with sourdough.
Oh, that is so bizarre. Imagine that is so bizarre.
Well, I just want to live on with my loved ones. And if they consume me, you know?
That's definitely a cool way of looking at it.
How would you look at it?
I don't know. Death is a very weird thing for me. I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to be buried
or eaten,
and like given back to the earth, or eaten, or burned. I don't know what.
Well, think about it.
Yeah, I know. I've not really put too much thought into it. So other than that, so you wrote your will today, and now what brought you on here anyway?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I guess I wanted to see what other people were thinking about in terms of their deaths, so maybe I can amend my will. Like I basically wanted to ask you, like, what do you want to happen when you die, but you don't have that answer.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm not sure because I don't really know. It's just bizarre. I'm not sure because a part of me is worried that if you were to, are you religious?
No, not religious. Spiritual, maybe, yes.
See, that's the same with me. So I'm like, if we've got a consciousness, or if our consciousness is technically our soul, and we live on somehow, I don't want that to be burnt. What if burning it ruins it? I don't know. And then I'm like, or is it better to just be planted, like almost like a plant, and just absorbed into the earth? Is that better? I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm kind of torn as to whether to be burnt or buried.
I like this idea that to burn your body disconnects your soul from it. And so then you're actually really leaving this like earthly existence behind.
That is a good way of looking at it. It's weird that we're talking about this because 3 weeks ago my brother died. He was hit by a car, and he's just been burnt, and so we have all of his ashes and stuff. So I was thinking about that, and I'm like, was burning him the right thing to do? But I know that he would have wanted to be cremated because it was cheaper. It's all about saving money. So I'm like, so it is what it is.
I'm sorry
so
for your loss.
That's all right. Thank you. If you really want to know, he was very drunk and he was leaving a strip club and just waddled into the road and got hit by a car. So it really was his fault, but just is what it is. Just a stupid mistake.
That's really, really hard. You seem to be kind of okay.
Yeah, I weirdly am. I'm like, it's 3 weeks ago and I feel very just disassociated. Like, I can't explain to you. Do you have any siblings?
I have 3.
It's weird because it's like I've spoke to people who have went through loss, and I'm like, well, fuck, I could never imagine if that happened to me, and now it has. It's really weird. Like it comes in waves. Like I've like cried. It's really weird. But then I'll be happy, and then I'll feel guilty for being happy, or like if I'm enjoying some food, or if I have a moment where I'm enjoying myself, I feel guilty. But I just can't explain it. It's the weirdest, most surreal feeling. I just feel very disassociated. It was really difficult seeing his body and speaking at the funeral. And I helped push him in. Well, I didn't push him in. I was just there when they pushed him into the machine. But it's just weird. I feel like I get more emotional when I talk about it with certain people. But I kind of stay away from the feeling now. I just can't try and pretend that it just didn't happen in some weird ways.
If that's what you need now, then that makes sense. But maybe you'll feel it later.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just a bizarre feeling. But yes, that's interesting that we're speaking about it. But
can I what were you gonna say?
Go on. What were you gonna say?
I have to confess something.
What?
You're such a kind soul, and I have to I have to tell you that I'm filming a podcast, and the thing about the ashes wasn't true, and now I feel bad because you're kind
It's
and
true.
well, it is somebody else's secret. It's not my secret.
Oh, that's all right. That's okay. That's okay. That's all right.
But I really like you, and so now, and you're actually probably the first person to not ask to see my tits too, which is really good.
No, you're all right.
So I had
I
to
get
tell
it.
you that.
That's all right. It's charitable. I thought it was a bit weird anyway, because I was like, "There's no fucking way I would eat anyone." But
You're not gonna eat your brother?
Fuck no,
Okay.
absolutely not.
Hey, you said he was all about saving money, right? And that's a free meal.
That is true. Yeah, he'd laugh about that. And the irony as well? The reason he was crossing the road because he was so drunk is he was going to a McDonald's, which he always would do when he got wasted. So, yeah.
Damn. How old was he?
35.
Jeez.
Yeah, but it's like everyone wanted to point blame at the driver because they were like, well, was the driver drunk? Was the driver drunk? The driver wasn't even fucking drunk. She was driving her two friends who were drunk. And they worked it out on the cameras that she was only going she said she was going 40, which everyone thought she was lying, but she wasn't. She was going about 40 miles per hour, and his head hit the, the windshield of a car.
Mm-hmm.
There's two bars where the windshield connects. Well, his head hit that, and that's what killed him.
God, that's brutal.
But I'm like, I go through emotions where I'm happy and then I'm really angry at him because he didn't have a problem with drink, where he wasn't an alcoholic, but when he would have a drink, he was that type of person that would get wasted, but to a point where you couldn't leave him. Like if people were with him, they'd have to make sure he got home. He was just really irresponsible at handling drink. And now he's had lots of accidents before. He's like fell downstairs. He fell off a boat. He's just an idiot.
So you're not totally surprised in some
No one
sense.
is. No one's surprised.
Yeah.
No one's surprised.
Damn.
It's just a shame, that's all. And he was if you go read his obituary as well, like really good looking guy. He was the GM of a hotel, a sweet, like other than when he went out and stuff and partied, just a really good people's person. It's really upsetting just because it's just a fucking stupid mistake. That's all.
Yeah. Jeez. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that with me.
You're welcome. The ashes got me. That's why. Because you were like, what do you want to do when you die? Have you put thought into it? And I'm like, well, I did kind of 3 weeks ago when I saw my brother get burnt, but I don't know.
God. I'm sorry for triggering that in you.
No, you're fine. You didn't know. You didn't know at all. And that's okay. I usually don't tell anyone just because of this. Like everyone, it's awkward because it's like, well, what do I say? I'm sorry for your loss. And it's like, I don't like putting that on people, but I just couldn't help myself because you just were going, I was like, well, I have been thinking about it. And I'm like, because I'd like to think he's still around, but I don't know. Do you know? Like, is his consciousness still around? What's a soul and all this other weird shit?
I
Will
believe
I see
in
him
that.
again?
I believe that he still lives on, just not in a human form, personally.
Yeah, that's a nice way of looking at it.
And also don't believe in coincidences, so I'm sure that there's a reason that was the secret that I shared with you. Maybe you needed to talk about it.
Maybe you're a lifesaver.
I wouldn't go that far, but I'll take it.
So you're on a podcast. What are we, live?
When we're not live, but it's called Revealing Your Secrets, the podcast, if you want to check it out.
Of course I'll check it out. What's it called? Revealing Your Secrets?
Yeah, Revealing Your Secrets. Also, this is so inappropriate, but you're so cute. You should follow me on Instagram.
I definitely would, but I don't have Instagram.
Oh no. Well,
yeah. I used to have Instagram.
Do you have Twitter?
I don't anymore. No. I literally, the only piece of social media I have. Yeah, the only piece of social media I have is Snapchat and Facebook.
Oh. Well, I'm not middle-aged or a child, so I don't have either one of those.
How old are you?
I'm 26. How old are you?
27.
Stop! Should we exchange info?
Yes!
This is unhinged.
Where does he live?
Where do you live? You have an accent.
England, but I live in Florida.
Okay. Oh.
That's not far.
This is insane. What were you going to ask me?
That's not far.
What's it called? Revealing Secrets?
Revealing Your Secrets.
I almost want to search it, but I'm on my phone, and I think if I do, it will. It might disconnect. So I'm
It's
not gonna
okay.
do it.
Here, this is what's gonna happen. I actually have to go because we have things to like a schedule to stay on. But I'm gonna give you my phone number.
Yes.
All right. What are you gonna do? Type it? Because I don't even know.
No, I'm
Should
gonna
you type
say it to
I think-
you.
And
Do you
you'll
have?
write it.
Yeah, but what if I can't remember it? And
Oh,
then
okay. I can type it. I can type it. Ready?
Yeah,
Take a
type it so I
screenshot or
can,
something.
like,
This is crazy. This is crazy. That's my phone
Tell
number.
him he'll be in episode 5 if he wants to.
You're
Wait, hold
also,
on.
if you want to check out the podcast, it'll be in episode 5. This is the name of the
Episode
podcast.
5.
Revealing your secrets.
revealing your secrets.
Yeah.
What's the name though? Because if I type that in, like,
Type
will
it
it
in
find
anywhere
it?
you listen to
Oh,
podcasts.
you will find it. It's a major hit.
Revealing your secret podcast.
Yeah. You can watch it on Spotify or YouTube
Oh,
and
no way,
listen.
that's fucking amazing. That's
Yeah.
so funny. Oh, that's low key wicked. Well, imagine if you're like famous and I'll like just hit the
I-
jackpot.
Well, she kinda
I kind of am.
No way, you're such a liar.
Okay, you check out for yourself. I wouldn't say I'm
All right.
famous. Probably like micro. I
Okay.
am verified. This is crazy. All right, we gotta
Right,
go.
well, I'll check it out. It was
Okay.
nice meeting you.
It was nice meeting you too.
Bye bye.
Wait,
bye.
what's your name? What's your name?
Harry.
Harry.
Hey!
Okay.
What about yours?
Alex.
Alex.
Yeah.
All right, Alex. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, okay. Bye.
See you later.
That was amazing. Oh my god, that was like the most beautiful thing that's ever happened on Chatroulette ever.
Hi. Bye. Oh. Oh my god.
Let's keep
That
going.
was so cute. That was so funny. Oh.
That was cute.
All right. That was really unexpected. The place I feel the last place I would ever suspect to find like a decent man is Chatroulette. And I don't know, did I just make a meaningful connection? Who knows? Probably not. But oh my god. I'm embarrassed that we're even going to include the fact that I hit on him. Sorry. I'm like cackling. Oh my god. I'll let you guys know what happens. Okay, for today's round of applause, I don't know if there were any consistent themes today necessarily, aside from butt play. So I'm just going to give you a random assignment, which is just do something special and kind for yourself as to remind yourself that you are loved and worth having good things. Sometimes I feel like I need to remind myself that I deserve a treat, that I deserve to be treated well, and not to wait for other people to do it either, because I can do it for myself. So whatever that means for you, maybe that's getting a massage, getting a fun special drink, watching a movie when you maybe would otherwise be working, take a day off from working out, get your favorite meal for dinner, buy yourself flowers. I don't know, something special. I will tell you what I'm gonna do to do something special. I have a really busy day today, but I'm going to stop on my way home after filming and get boba, which I normally don't do, but that'll be nice and fun. Amanda, you knew I was going to ask you. What's your special treat today?
I'm gonna take a bath tonight.
You're going to take a bath.
Hell yeah.
Hell
That's a
yeah.
classic answer, but it's like always it's a good one.
I love a bath.
Yeah.
Love a bath. Let us know what you end up doing in the comments down below, or you can use the hashtag revealing your secrets, or email us at secrets@castmedia.com. But I don't know why you would email us and let us know that you ate a cookie.
Maybe the assignment is even like, do it and don't like have to report it. Just like do a thing for yourself and like let it be, you know?
You know what?
Right?
I agree.
Don't tell me.
Don't you dare tell me what you do. Just do it for yourself and leave it at that.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. Thank you all for listening. Don't forget to follow, rate, and review Revealing Your Secrets, the podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. Really, though, if you have fingers and you're listening right now, go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts and give this a rating. It'll help us out. I appreciate it. Remember, you're only as sick as your secrets, so send them to me. Go to castmedia.com/secrets, that's cast with a K, to leave a voicemail or fill out the anonymous submission form at the bottom of my show notes. Today's episode of Revealing Your Secrets is a production by Cast Media. I'm your host, Alex Weiss. My producer is Amanda Elliott. My executive producers are Colin Thompson and Harris Lane. My editor is Arvin Lee. My technical engineer is Olivia Haas. And design and animations by Jeff Schweikart and Patrick Carrion. I will see you next time.